Welcome replay viewers, and good afternoon everybody. We are at the Long Island Railroad Speonk station, awaiting the arrival of Montauk to New York train 8703. Hi, Norm, how are you? Good to see you. Trains are running again here on the east end of Long Island after the sideswipe collision there of early Saturday morning here at Speonk. Thank you for inviting your followers and sharing on Twitter. Alright, this train has been announced as running as 11 minutes late. It was due to leave Speonk at 12:35 Eastern Daylight Time. And this is the train from Montauk back to New York. Hey. How can I explain what's going on now? I just had a bulletin. I subscribed to these bulletins from the railroad, and they just told us that rather than people getting off at Jamaica today and switching to the electric train to go to Penn Station, they're going to run this train directly to Penn Station as a dual mode train. So the folks will not have to change at Jamaica. But I'm sure it's going to be packed from all the people east of us: Montauk, Amagansett, East Hampton, Bridgehampton, Southampton, Hampton Bays, and West Hampton. And they're probably having delays with boarding times, packing them in. So that's why it's announced as 11 minutes late now. Alright, so they're making announcements for the folks who are waiting in the station here. They just confirmed that they're going to run it as a dual mode all the way to Penn Station today, and that it's also 11 minutes late. Thank you for joining. Thanks everybody. You see, there's a fair amount of people waiting today. The bigger crowds would be out east because there are more frequent trains from Speonk than there are from east of here. As a matter of fact, there was a train that left at 12:05, so folks could have gotten on that one. So this train 8703 from Montauk, and the next one 8705 from Montauk, another few hours from now, should be pretty crowded today. Matt, thank you for joining, and thank you for inviting your followers. For the most part, Matt, things are cleared up here at Speonk, although I do see some technicians working in the electronics hut, the switch control huts. So maybe they're just doing cleanup work or whatever here, looking into the yard. There's just one set of equipment on the siding in the yard over here. Tracks are clear for the Montauk trains to be running, so obviously they got everything the trains cleared from the blocking the tracks and everything. Oh boy, there was some mess here on Saturday morning. In fact, you couldn't really get near the station. The MTA police had the roads blocked off to get up here to the station. See some of the yellow ribbons still in place where they had things blocked off. Hi, good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining. Beautiful day here on Memorial Day. on eastern Long Island. Temperature's probably about 72, 74 degrees Fahrenheit right now. And we're awaiting the train from Montauk, running 11 minutes late right now. Yeah, here goes another fellow into the shed there, the electrical shed or electronic shed, whatever you want to call it. It controls the switches and the gates. So they're still doing some work from the incident of Saturday morning. So this side swipe collision took place about 2,000 feet to the east of us. Eastbound train sideswiped a westbound train that was extending off the freight siding. It was too long for the siding. Yeah, it's beautiful here. Look at this sky. Let's turn around and see if we have any more folks coming this way. Everybody's waiting in the shade. This train is going to New York City. It's from Montauk, the east end of Long Island on the South Shore, and it's going back to New York. Normally it runs as a diesel train from Montauk to Jamaica in Queens, and then the people switch over to an electric train to go from Jamaica to Penn Station, which is about a 20-minute trip. And today they're running the train as a dual mode, so they can go all the way to Penn Station. In other words, before they go through the East River tunnels, they'll switch from diesel power to third rail electric power. Yeah, one track. This is eastern Long Island, single track, diesel territory. They have, at certain stations, they have passing sidings, so eastbound and westbound scheduled traffic can meet up and pass each other.
Attention customers, the westbound train to Jamaica, scheduled to depart from Westhampton at 12:28.
Let's see what time it is now. 12:41.
Attention customers, the westbound train to Jamaica, scheduled to depart from Westhampton at 12:28 and Speonk at 12:35. This train is currently operating 16 minutes behind schedule due to a high volume of customers traveling. This train has also been extended to Penn Station for today. Once again, the westbound train to Jamaica has been extended to Penn Station today and is currently operating 16 minutes behind schedule.
All right, now they're saying they're operating 16 minutes behind schedule. I saw the one comment there. Unfortunately, we have too many, more than zero is too many, one too many, of collisions at grade crossings. Yeah, there's been a few of them in the last year or so that resulted in fatalities of the vehicles. One where someone drove around the down gates and got hit by two trains traveling in opposite directions. So it is a problem, especially here in crowded Long Island and with commuter rail service as frequent as it is. Well, I cannot answer that question, except the last one, which happened, well, I don't know, 6 months ago, whenever it was, 6 or 8 months ago. Apparently, there were 3 guys in a van, and they were involved in a minor traffic accident with another car, another vehicle, And so they were trying to get away from that. And what they did was they went around a line of cars parked at the gates. And they went around that and went over the tracks just as a train was coming through the crossing. And then, unfortunately, that was the end of that. And then there was another high-speed train coming the opposite direction on the opposite track. Yeah, it's very sad. Part of this third track program in Nassau County between Floral Park and Hicksville is to eliminate some additional grade crossings. They're going to be putting bridges where the tracks actually go over the road, or to build a road, the bridge for a road will go over the tracks. I think the most efficient way they do it is they lower the roadway so it goes under the tracks. But that's a subject for another day. In the meantime, here we are at Speonk. There's one train in the yard which will be used for afternoon service from here to Babylon. Most of the trains this afternoon will be from Montauk, taking people back to New York City after the 3-day holiday. This train, 8703, is the second westbound train of the day from Montauk to New York. And it'll be followed by 5 or 6 others in the afternoon and evening. Thank you for joining. Andrea, do I see you with us? And Matt, I saw a comment, you're in New Jersey today. Okay, I hope you're enjoying it down there. And I hope you have good weather in New Jersey, where you are today. Let's hear this. All right, there's our cookbook announcement about the train will arrive in 6 minutes, which means it's usually a little less than that from the computer announcement. So he's 4 to 5 minutes away. It's a 7-minute run from West Hampton, the next station to the east of us, to here to Speonk. Yeah, they fixed it. Well, I don't know if you categorize it as minor with the 2 locomotives off the tracks and leaning over. It could have been a lot worse. The biggest thing was to repair all the track that was torn up and the switches that were damaged. Because as it was explained to me, the cannonball equipment, which was on the siding, returning to New York, to Jamaica, started off the freight siding here, where we're looking in that direction right now, and to proceed onto the main track. But it was dragging the rear engine, whose rear truck the wheels were off the track. So it dragged it for about 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet, whatever the distance is. And I guess that tore up quite a bit of the track. It came to a halt right where we're looking, right at North Phillips Avenue crossing here. I'll explain it as I saw it Saturday morning. There was a C3 coach straddling Phillips Avenue here, right, North Phillips Avenue, where we're looking right at the gates. And that had to be the 12th C3 car of the Cannonball set, because the next one back was the locomotive the rear locomotive. In the meantime, the eastbound train with the DM was all the way past the Jagger Road crossing, which is a quarter of a mile, third of a mile to the east of us. And his cars, and there weren't that many of them, I think there were 4 or 5, his cars remained upright on the main line track, but the engine went off the tracks. All right, there's our latest announcement, 3 minutes. We'll keep our eyes peeled this way. We'll know when it's coming when I hear the bells for the gates to go down here at North Phillips Avenue. Well, stop. They keep changing the times. 6 minutes, 3 minutes. People waiting to board this train at Speonk. He has a clear block from here to JJD, interlocking in Mastic. Signal is green, so there's no eastbound traffic at this time. The next eastbound train is 8710 from Jamaica to Montauk, and that usually arrives here around 1:35 now that it's running again. You can't see it from here because it's parked over on the east side parking lot, but there is a backup bus. I guess they're just playing it safe for whatever reason, if the train is overloaded, like an MTA coach type bus or maybe a rented coach bus. But it's sitting over there in the old Speonk Station parking lot just to the east of North Phillips Avenue. And yesterday afternoon they had school buses here in this parking lot, and I think there was one coach bus. In the afternoon they started running the trains as far east as Speonk again. So this is the Speonk station. Let me do a time check here. Woohoo, 12:50. So we're already 16 minutes late now, folks. Train was due to leave at 12:35. Okay. We heard that one before, 3 minutes. And what this means is loading times are increased for the stations east of us. It's taking them a long time to get everybody packed onto the train. And for all I know, they may have buses at West Hampton for the overflow. That's happened in years gone by. Be interesting to see how many C3s we have today. It should be at least 10. However, that's not guaranteed, because perhaps some of the coaches from the incident on early Saturday morning had to be laid up to be checked out, taken out of service. I don't have those details for us. I'm sorry, I missed that. Do I know the timetable? I'll answer a question based upon what I saw there. This train is due to leave Speonk at 12:35, and it's running now 18 minutes late by my watch. Ten cars? Oh, okay, thanks for that update. Yeah, that's pretty much what they do. They wouldn't run it with 12. I mean, the Cannonball runs with 12. I don't think I've ever seen one of these Sunday or holiday return trains run with 12. I've seen a lot with 10. Let's see how people are doing over here. Everybody's waiting patiently here at Speonk. Oh, did I just hear a horn to the east of me? Let's stay with this direction. There are two crossings here in Speonk. North Phillips Avenue right here at the station, and then 3/4 of a mile east of us, whatever distance, is Jagger Road. It's a small country road which crosses two tracks down there. So the gates usually go down at the same time for both crossings. So if we hear the bells and the lights flashing, we know the train is coming around the curve 3/4 of a mile east of us. Yeah, there's several dozen people waiting here to get on board this train here at Speonk. So I wish them luck. Oh, here we go. There's the bells, there's the gates going down here at North Phillips Avenue. Yeah, I hope so. Here comes the train around the curve there at Jagger Road. So we know they're operating with 2 DMs today since they're going to take this all the way to Penn Station. And I just got an announcement here that it's operating with 10 C3s. So we have a dual mode operating today. Montauk to Penn Station. Yeah, it's for me it's worth the wait, and I'm hopefully for my viewers. Let's watch them. 501. Okay, 10, 505. looks like everybody got on. Yeah, well, they're somewhat crowded. Okay, Andrea, you'll see this train in about an hour and 15 minutes coming through your area. So he's running express now from here to Jamaica. And then they are going to extend it to Penn Station today as a dual mode. So it will be running through the main line between Jamaica and Woodside. All right, thanks for joining me, folks. Appreciate that. And I'll be in Mastic Shirley around 2:45 for 8705, heading west. So we'll see everybody then. Take care now.